The recipe, the formula of the chiffon cake. Okay.
Okay, for chiffon cake, we also divide for two parts. One is the egg white part. The part two is the egg yolk part. Now we will make the egg yolk part first. The recipe is the egg is sugar 210 grams and milk 100 grams, salad oil 300 grams, cake flour 300 grams, cornstarch 140 grams, and custard powder 10 grams, and egg yolk for 400 grams. Now we are waiting the custard powder. 10 grams. The same with the sponge cake, we also will chip the powder part, the cornstarch, the cake flour, and the salt together. Now the oil and the milk already wait. We will add the liquid, the oil, the milk first with sugar first, and mix until the sugar melts. If the sugar is not melt, and when you baking, the sugar will stay in the paste, so that after baking it have some big holes, and also the taste is different. Okay, it's like this. All the sugar is melt now. All the sugar is melt now. Now we will add the egg yolk. The egg yolk is 400 grams. So after we mix the egg yolk, we will put the cake flour, the cornstarch, and the custard powder into this paste. Okay, we'll mix the paste with the powder part with slow speed. If you mix with a fast speed, because we know the flour have the protein inside, so if you mix with a high speed, and the gluten of the flour will be developed, so that we will use slow speed to mix. we will mix all the ingredients and until the paste gets smoothly and more equally. Now it's finished. We will keep the egg yolk part. We will keep it for wear and ready for use. Okay, it's finished. We'll put here, and a few minutes later, we will mix with the egg white part. For egg white part, it contains egg white for 850 grams and sugar 400 grams, and the cake is the cream au tartar is for 10 grams and salt for 10 grams. We put the egg white first, then sugar, the cream tartar is 10 grams. We will mix all ingredients by slow speed until the sugar melts. Then, by the fast speed on the stir, the paste gets soft peak. So a lot of people will see how to judge the soft peak. What's the meaning for a soft peak? So later I will show the So the key to make the chiffon cake is number one is no yolk in the egg white. We should separate the egg yolk and the egg white.
So you mean the first one, this is egg white or yolk? Inside is
This is egg white.
egg white.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the egg yolk it contains the fat inside. So if you mix the fat and if the paste contains some fat inside, it's not easy for the paste to rising to mixing.
So this is the usually we said method of dividing eggs.
Yes.
Baking, mixing. Yeah.
So I will ask you one question. Mm-hmm. So usually how many grams for one egg?
You mean the weight of 1 gram?
Yes.
45 to 50 grams.
Yeah.
So very smart. Yeah.
So how many grams for egg white? How many grams for egg yolk?
Egg white, I think, is heavier than the yolk. If the total weight is 50 grams, 30 grams of white and 20 for the yolk. So almost.
Usually the egg yolk is around 15 grams.
15.
Yeah, around 15 grams to 20 grams. Now I think the sponge cake is almost finished. Two minutes more. So so later I will explain more information for the paste. Now I will introduce the cream au tartar. The cream au tartar, why some people were asked why, when you make the sponge cake, why you don't use the cream of tartar? Why for chiffon cake you use cream of tartar? So what's the function for this
Frankly,
product?
I do not know the function, but I know some of customer in foreigner use some lemon juice
Yes.
as 1 or 2 drops in the lemon juice. Because you want sour, you want like the taste, I do not know exactly.
I think you are wrong. For some people, for lemon juice, it's just to give the flavor.
Flavor. Uh-huh.
But usually the pH of the egg white is more than 7.
I mean the pH data of the egg
Yeah.
is more than 7.
So, but for usually, if the pH data less than 7, it's easy to mix to ready for the paste. So that's why we will add the cream of tartar. This one can reduce the egg white pH to 4 and 5, 4 to 5. So that is very easy for our operation.
Oh, so that is the key reason, key factor that. So this one is essential. It is necessary ingredient
Yes.
for chiffon cake.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
cream
number
of
one.
tartar.
Number 2, it can make the egg white paste more rising and makes the form and more stably and lasting. So after we finish the egg white paste, so this form, the form can stably and keep here for a long time.
Ah,
Yeah.
so
That's number 2.
this is the second function.
Yeah. Number 3, the cream of tartar can make the cake more soft.
So also can a little function improve the taste
Yeah.
texture.
The
better.
softness of the cake. Now the egg white part is almost finished. We will see. This is before I introduced. We will mix the paste to the soft peak. So what's the soft peak? The soft peak is like this.
It's like a little
When you
cream.
when you use the mixing bowl to the paste and take out, if the paste will fall down, so it's a soft peak. But if the paste standard, we call it the hard peak.
So
The hard peak.
So which which situation is right for
The soft peak.
softer one?
Yeah.
So,
For chiffon cake, the soft peak
so
is
if
better.
If the hard peak means you should mix more minutes or continue.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And if you mix more time, and the paste will come to the cotton ball.
Cotton ball.
Yeah, cotton
Like
ball.
cotton.
Yes,
So what's the final result if you are cotton ball?
it cannot use anymore.
Oh.
Okay.
So means this is very important that you should pay attention to the situation of the paste.
Yeah.
Peak hard cotton.
Yeah. Now the sponge cake is finished.
Oh. The smell remind my children's time. When I was a boy, we think if I get some one-piece cakes.
Now you can touch. You can touch by hand. You find the surface is dry, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And also, you check the texture.
Texture.
The texture of the cake
But now is cannot.
is very equally, and don't have the big ball inside. a
Okay,
big bubble inside.
I cannot say nothing
So
because
what-
the smell,
Yeah.
the tasty.
So when the cake is cooled down, and we will cut, show you.
Okay,
Now
okay.
it's still hot.
Okay,
So
I know.
we're just
I will
doing-
wait. I will waiting. Okay.
Okay.
I will wait him forever. Oh, now so here like cream, like the whipping cream color. So that one you put all this paste to the yellow one is egg yolk. Yes.
Yeah, egg yolk. After the egg white paste is finished, we will take about 1/3 of the egg white part to the egg yolk part. Mix them well. Yeah.
One third, not totally mixed with them.
Because the egg yolk part, it contains oil, right? Water, right?
You mean
So-
the mixing, the paste or the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean.
So that it can, because the egg white part contains a lot of gas, air inside. So the fat, if you put the fat into the egg white directly, so the air in the egg white will go off.
So this
so that's-
process also come by machine. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Because we think for this process you can see very clearly.
Now we already mix the 1/3 egg white to the egg yolk part. Now we add all the egg yolk part to the rest egg white part. Sure, you should mix slowly.
Okay.
Slowly. Not too
You
strong.
can give the camera to see the details. Hello, the chiffon cake is original from the USA since 1927 and created by Harry Baker, is the insurance managers, because he opened his own bakery shop and created this recipe by himself. Only when he died and closed the bakery shop, this recipe can flow to the commons to the world. And because this kind of cake can also can be used. So now in our daily life, we can have many kinds of cake, but the basically is on the chiffon and the sponge cake. Same process like our sponge cake. Use a scrubber to make it smooth. So how many minutes you are baking usually? Also 30 minutes?
Yeah, around 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
But we will change during the baking process. During the baking, we will change the temperature to high from 190 to 180. It means 10 degree reduce. Now it's okay. We send the chiffon cake to the oven. The first, during the baking, the first stage is the top temperature is 190 and the bottom temperature is 170. Then we bake about 10 to 11 minutes. Then we will change the temperature to 180 to 160 for another 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I just introduced the chiffon cake, the history that is produced original of the USA of California. Now chiffon cake, now we said it divide the egg yolk and egg white. Now before we present the sponge cake. Sponge cake, no, it is necessary to divide the yolk and white. So even on this pastry, you are judgment the percentage of yolk and white and add some baking powder and cream of tartar, you have the final products. For my personal, I prefer the chiffon cake because the texture of chiffon cake is not stickless and can keep more moisture. Not like the sponge cake and also some pound cake. Pound cake is that with the oil. Later we'll maybe make some muffin mix. We'll add much more oil and fat inside. Chiffon cake's taste is soft, sweet, and it's easy to take out for your business and trip, even in cinema. Foreign countries also, this is a good snack. Our recipe, we check the products we produce in chiffon cake is the cream of tartar. You can see the cream of tartar, all the packing here. We have the seals that the quantity that you add is small quantity, only 10 or 17 grams. But open, it is easy to also absorb the moisture to the packing. So our design here, we have this can seal after this one. Yeah. After you seal, this packing is easy. It's easy to display and putting. If we are promote environmental protect. If you use can material is wood paper, but this one, the soft one, it can stand very well and do not take much more space and can seal very well. So this packing is very popular is the best seller in our food ingredient products. You can see here is the cream of tartar, next is one, and the custard powder is same like this is one. And so consider economical and environmental protection, also to keep the quality. I think this is one for your good partner for cost control. Baking powder, just now we said, our Angel baking powder here is one. We have many kinds. So we have two types. One is animal-free, another one is the normal one, animal-free. Because in some undeveloped area, they prefer the normal one. We should control the cost for the customers. So they choose the cheaper one. And for this double-acting animal-free baking powder, we have more than 20 or 30 formulas because this baking powder not only used in cake but also in some dim sum. Most important that some customers have a different demands for their pastries. Not double acting. Just now we said the double acting. First acting is you put the mixing with the liquid ingredient. Second one is put in the oven. But according to our marketing experience across the world, there are other demands of the baking powder. So if you need to know more different kinds of baking powder, animal-free, you can contact with us to check. I think we have so many formulas for this kind of baking powder. One is suitable for you. Just take contact with us. Email us, calling us, and also WhatsApp, WeChat us. Okay, so this is for the baking powder. And the custard powder, we are just said, custard powder and instant custard powder, their ingredient is beta-carotene. But carotene is a natural colorful reason ingredient. Okay, so let's come to our third cake. That is muffin mix. I said the premix and the mix is different. Premix that this you can get. When you use premix, you should add additional flour and other ingredient to mix. But for this one mix is very easy, especially this packing is for housewife. We also have the big packing. Depends this one, we have this one is original taste, and here is the chocolate. Muffin is very easy, but we call muffin also canned muffin cakes. This one is dessert, for daily dessert. Yes. Especially have the afternoon tea with 1 cup of black tea and then 1 cake.
Breakfast, even for breakfast.
Yeah. Also, I think it's contain much more oil. Okay, let's ask to Mr. Red give you some details for the muffin cake.
So for muffin cake, today we will use premix muffin mix. And for a muffin whole recipes, the first is inch muffin cake mix 1,000 grams and egg for 400 grams, salt oil 400 grams, milk 200 to 250. And the first step, the processing is we will mix the egg, the oil, and the milk first. Mix them well. And then we add the muffin mix.